How's everybody doing? Welcome back to Clutch Cinema Talk. Today we're going to be talking about the newest Mandalorian episode number 5. Number 5. We're past the halfway mark, and this episode's called The Gunslinger. In this episode, Mandalorian, he just, where was he coming from? The planet with the dinosaur ATST thing. So he's in space. There's a dog fight. He's getting chased by a bounty hunter, and his ship gets a little bit wrecked. But he's able to smoke the guy. Like, he literally hit him with the kind of like Fast and Furious move. He stopped and blew him up. So his ship is a bit. He needs some repairs. So he goes down to literally any planet across the Star Wars galaxy. He ends up on Tatooine. Yes, Tatooine, the most famous Star Wars planet, the place where Luke was born, Anakin was born, everybody was born. So he stops there, he heads over, and he needs repairs. So he goes and meets this new character, and her name is Peli Mottot. Peli Mottot? She's like, okay, we'll repair your ship, but, you know, we need some moolah, we need some more money. So he goes and gets this new job. He meets this kid named Toro Calican, this young kid who wants to join the Bounty Hunter Guild. And they have to go after this bounty hunter named Fennec Shand. And that is this episode. Now, this episode, in my opinion, I don't think it was the strongest episode that has been spit out so far. I feel like the best episodes were number 3, 4, and 1. And this episode, it doesn't really move the story that much along. It's like a little pit stop. Get some, fan service. That's what this episode was about. Fan service. And there was so many references to the original and the prequels of Star Wars lore. And we'll get into that in just a second. In this episode, Baby Yoda doesn't get that much into it. In this one, I mean, for crying out loud, the Mandalorian really left Baby Yoda on the ship while it's being repaired. Why, Mando? Why? The Mandalorian in this episode, there's a kind of like him instructing this new kid. It's kind of like a rookie kind of storyline, because this kid, he just wants to capture this assassin that they have a hit on, and he wants just to get the respect so he could join the guild, and the Mandalorian just wants his money. So throughout the episode, the Mandalorian is kind of like instructing him, and he's kind of like calling all the shots while he's trying to have him follow along. It's kind of like one of those storylines, and I like the chemistry between those two. There's a lot of good jokes in between there, especially the one where he's like kind of like resting, napping on the speeder while waiting for the sun to go down, and kid's like posing and everything, and he's like, "You done?" So it's kind of like that old man and the kid kind of chemistry right there, and I really like that I enjoyed a lot. Now into the Star Wars references, we get a lot in this one, and I kept going, let me write that down. Oh, I like that. Let me write that down. A whole bunch of them. So start off, obviously, the planet Tatooine. And with Tatooine, Tatooine has a lot of familiar scenes. So when Mando goes into this bar to find some work, it turns out it's the Mos Eisley Cantina. As you can see, the IG-88 kind of heads on over where the drinks come out. And then when he turned over to see the kid is really sitting in the same booth where Han Solo just shot Greedo's brains out. It's the exact same booth. He even has his feet up on the table. It's a cool shot. It's every Star Wars fan is gonna notice that. I'm sure you have noticed that. If you have not noticed that, come on, bro. Really? Another reference we get is the speeders that they use. That is the same speeder Anakin used when he went to go find his mother in episode 2. We also get one I really liked. It's a line where the Mandalorian tells the kid she's no good to us dead. And when I heard that, I was like, it's a reference to Boba Fett in episode 5 when he asks Darth Vader if the Carbonite is going to kill Han Solo. He says that he's no good to us dead. I like that one. We also get a bunch of other Tatooine stuff, such as Tusken Raiders. We get some pit droids. We also get some dewbacks. A whole bunch of those in this episode. It makes any Star Wars fan to be like, oh, I know what that is. I've seen that before. So the episode ends with somebody approaching the dead body of Fennec Shand, and I'm wondering who it is. I feel like it is kind of obvious. Maybe I think it's Carl Weathers' character, Apollo Creed. That's not the name, but that's what I like to call him because that's the same actor. And he's approaching the dead body. Now, I'm not sure why they would approach the dead body, especially out there in the desert. Because, I mean, first of all, who knows she's there? Second of all, why do they need a dead body? And third of all of the above. So I'm trying to figure out where this is going to lead to in episode 6. So the Mandalorian is going to be going into episode 6 with a fully repaired ship and a little bit of parenting advice from Pelly, as not to leave your child in the backseat of the car with the windows down. Think that. Just don't leave him around. You know, come on, man. You got to be a parent, okay? You got to know what your child needs. Do not leave him. You got to be on him 100% of the time, because if you leave him one more time, whew, it's gone. Baby Yoda's going to be gone. Gone. Episode 5, The Gunslinger. What did you think about this episode? What is going to be coming up? There's only 3 more episodes left. How is this going to conclude? Where is the Mandalorian going? That's the big question. And what is he going to do with Baby Yoda? And what's going to happen to these two? So, until next week, this has been talking about the Mandalorian. We will see you next time. And as me, myself, and I, and my 5 subscribers. All right, guys. Oh, that hit me in the face. All right, guys. See you next time. Yeah.